Respected dignitaries, I am Praveen Prasannan, working as a research fellow in the Department of Language Technology, the International Center for Free and Open Source Software, ICFOSS. I started my research in Chatbot in 2019 under the guidance of Dr. Rajiv Vara, the Program Head of E-Governance and Training in ICFOSS. Under his guidance, I started to develop a chatbot in Malayalam. Malayalam is a Dravidian language spoken in the southern state of India, Kerala. I am present here to demonstrate the chatbot in Malayalam using hybrid technology. A chatbot is a computer program that can engage with humans through realistic conversations. It can be classified into rule-based and artificial intelligence (AI-based chatbots. Rule-based chatbots rely on pre-populated data bank of replies and heuristics and provides a reply by selecting an answer that matches the context of a query. AI or machine learning based chatbots can answer complex ambiguous questions and are capable of creating replies from scratch using natural language processing techniques. Both categories have their advantages and disadvantages. Rule-based chatbots can more reliable and grammatically correct answers, but it fails to respond to questions outside their knowledge base. On the other hand, AI-based chatbots needs a vast amount of learning data and necessitated continuous improvement to the database to improve their cognitive capabilities. A hybrid chatbot, it employs both the concepts of AI and rule-based chatbots. It can handle both the situations, and there are a lot of platforms and packages available to support the chatbots in English. But to develop a chatbot in a free word order language like Malayalam is a tedious process. Then the scenario. One of the biggest threats faced by the society of Kerala during the corona pandemic was misinformation, disinformation and malinformation. The government wanted to establish a single source of truth where the public can rely for authentic information. To support the cause and to fulfill the need to support the general public, an interactive bot was developed. This bot is based on hybrid technologies and can interact with the people in their regional language, Malayalam. This chatbot provided all the information related to the COVID-19, the FAQs, the government orders and the precautions, which all are authenticated by the state government of Kerala. Coming to the hybrid technology. In the case of rule-based chatbot, the bot will provide reply if the user query matches with the query in the database. So, when a user asks a question out of the database, then the bot will fail to produce an answer. Some cases it may give answer but it will not be relevant. So, the people go for AI-based chatbot. In AI-based chatbots, for training, it needs millions of data. In some cases, the data will not be sufficient for the training. In this scenario, we went for hybrid nature. In hybrid, it uses both the aspects of rule-based chatbot and AI-based chatbot. For that, we use NLP technique. Here, you can see the user query. The user query is first tokenized. In English, there is a package available for tokenization, but it is not compatible with Malayalam. Hence, we tokenize the sentence using space delimiter. After sentence tokenization, the stop words are removed. There is no readily available Malayalam stop word list. So, for our purpose, we created our own stop word removal list. It was a tedious process because Malayalam is a free word order and morphologically rich language. The user can ask any queries in his own way. So, after removing these stop words, we go for root word extraction. The main purpose of root word extraction is due to the morphological rich nature of the language. There is no tool supporting root word extraction in Malayalam. We created our own tool for root word extraction. For this, we made a package called RootPack and we made it publicly available. This is one of our tools, and this tool will give the exact root word of the keyword. After root word extraction, we go for similarity measurement. For similarity measurement, we use Jaccard similarity. Jaccard similarity measures the similarity between a given set and the user query. It is defined as the ratio of intersection to union of two sets. The Jaccard similarity measurement tool is readily available for English. Taking the concepts of Jaccard similarity, we made our own Jaccard similarity for Malayalam. In Jaccard similarity, there will be three cases. One is exact similar keyword. Second case, almost similar keyword. And third one, not at all similar keyword. In the first case, the bot will give reply to the query which is already available in the database. In the second case, that is almost similar keyword, the bot will try to find the most similar keyword from the user query, and it fetches almost all the queries relating with that keyword. In the third case, that is there is not at all similar, we had made a criteria in that situation. If the similarity is below 50%, then the bot will reply Bhayam Venda Jagrada Madi. That means don't be afraid, be conscious. Now let us go with the demo. This is our product. The bot first asks the name of the user entering into the chat. Here you can type the name of the user. Here I am typing Raman as the name of the user. On giving the name, the bot greets the user and then asks whether he is isolated or not. And this is asked in Malayalam. In Malayalam, it is Thangal isolated ano. If I say no, I can go to the chat directly to know about all the FAQs, orders and so many other precautions to be taken from this bot. On choosing no, the bot asks coronavirus-umai ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടുള്ള വിവരങ്ങൾ അറിയാനായി ചോദിക്കുക. That means ask queries regarding the virus COVID-19. Okay, here I am typing a query. Any K, and just when I type any, here are the drop downs that show if any of these queries matches with my query. And when I select this one, എനിക്ക് പനിയും ജലദോഷവും ഉണ്ട് എന്ത് വേണം, that means I have fever and sneezing, so what is it, corona or something like that, and the bot replies to contact with the corresponding district health officers. And to know the contacting details of the district officers, I am just typing helpline. So on typing helplines, on typing hey itself, I can select all the helplines of all the districts of Kerala. I can select Ernakulam, Kannur, Kasaragod, Kollam, Thiruvananthapuram, Kozhikode. These are all the districts of Kerala. On selecting any one of these, like say Thiruvananthapuram, it will give me the contact details of all the centers in Trivandrum. I can contact this person. Similarly, if the user is isolated, so that is the second case, and the bot asks if I am isolated or not, and I am saying I am isolated, then the bot asks, am I registered in the COVID citizen portal? That is a portal developed by the Kerala government. So it is asking me whether I have registered in it. If I have already registered in that, then I can go to the chat directly. Otherwise, I need to go to that site and register in it and come again. So if I am choosing I have registered, then it will ask coronavirus-umai ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടുള്ള വിവരങ്ങൾ അറിയാനായി ചോദിക്കുക. That means to ask queries regarding the virus COVID-19. So again I am going with the other option, no. It gives the address of the portal. On clicking that portal, this portal, I can go to the registration site of the Kerala government. Here I can register and go back again to our chat. Then the bot says coronavirus-umai ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട വിവരങ്ങൾ അറിയണോ, click here. That is to continue with the chat, it is saying click here. Again, this is the first case that we encountered, that is to ask the queries regarding coronavirus. In the first case, when the user gives a query that is already in the database of the bot, it will produce a reply like this. When we select any of the query in this database, suppose I am choosing this one, and it will give me answer. Suppose when I give a query out of this database, then it will fail to produce an output if this chatbot is based only on rule based. To overcome this, we will go for an AI chatbot. But the issue with the AI chatbot is we need a huge amount of database for a minimum good level performance of the bot. So it's also not possible. So we developed an hybrid approach. In hybrid approach, it uses both the aspect of rule-based and AI-based. I will show you one example. Suppose I am giving an input. This is not in the database, so it's not showing any drop down or somewhat like that. I am giving this question. So what I asked is njan mass tharimo, and it gives me the drop downs widen some like this. On selecting any one, I will get my required answer. We have also developed a dashboard for managing the data. Here you can see the super admin's login page. Upon giving the user credentials, the admin can enter into his dashboard. On login, this is the main home page of the admin. Here he can see how many users have entered into this chatbot, and out of this number, how many are isolated and how many are not isolated. The admin has also a privilege to create sub-level users. The purpose of this functionality was we need to authenticate the data in our database. For this purpose, we associated with the Directorate of Health Service Kerala. We made credentials for them to enter into the database and to check all the data, and they were given the privilege to add their questions, the recently added FAQs to the database. Here the admin can view all the queries asked by the users. On selecting this, it can see all the user his name, his details, and whether he is isolated and non-isolated entry, and the entry type. Here he can see, the admin can view the isolated users, and on clicking it we can see who all were the isolated users and from which district and their entry type. On clicking this unisolated entries, he can see who all were not isolated and the entry type. Here the user has got, the admin has got another privilege to create sub-level users. The purpose of creating the sub-level users were we need to authenticate the data in our database. For this purpose, we associated with the Directorate of Health Service Kerala. We can create the credentials for the members of District Directorate of Health Service Kerala by giving the name and the type of the user and his mail ID and phone number. I am giving data entry and typing the mail ID and typing his phone number, and the user is successfully created. Also, he can view all the created users here. This is the newly created user just now, and I can edit all his informations here within itself. On selecting these new questions user added, the admin can view the questions added by the sub-level users, and these were the questions added at that time. And the admin has the privilege to view the unanswered questions. On choosing this, he can see what were the unanswered questions, and these are the questions that were asked at that time, and we answer these questions with the help of DHS. On selecting the updated questions, the admin can view what all were the updated questions by the sub-level users. Also, he can edit it in this dashboard itself. This is the sub-user credential homepage. On giving the credentials, he can add the questions here and provide reply for that answer. On entering into the sub-level user, in this dashboard he can add the question and answers here. Suppose I am adding a question. ചൈനയിലാണോ ആദ്യമായി കൊറോണ വൈറസ് തിരിച്ചറിഞ്ഞത്? That means, was that in China the first COVID case reported? And he is giving the answer, ചൈനയിലെ വുഹാനിലാണ് ആദ്യമായി കൊറോണ വൈറസ് സ്ഥിരീകരിച്ചത്. That means in Wuhan of China the first COVID case was reported. And after adding this question and answer, he can click here to submit. On submitting, he can view his previously added questions. His previously added question is this one and the corresponding answer is this, and the updated time is also noted here. On entering into the super admin user dashboard, he can view the new questions added by the user. On seeing this, yes, this is the question that we added just now. This is the question and it shows the time and the date when that user added that question. Here he can edit if he need to edit the question and answer, and can update here, or otherwise he can cancel it. Coming to the end of this demo, I would like to say why we created this project at the time of corona pandemic. The main reason was to avoid the misinformation, disinformation and the malinformation that were prevailing in the period of corona. The project was rolled out in the official website of Kerala government, and the government used this as a tool to overcome this situation. We created this hybrid technology in Malayalam to bridge the digital divide. The people of Kerala can communicate this board well in their mother tongue Malayalam, so that we use Malayalam for the communication. Stay safe from misinformation and corona. Thank you.